So this is how I look like. So even though if I don't turn on the camera, you know how I look like. Okay. And yeah, so the semester is in semester 4. So but I believe some of you already in semester 3 and semester 2 as well. Now because most of you got PC, I understand that, so it's okay. Now the credit hour is 4 hours, but the lectures is only 3 hours per week. And given that we are going to do ODL throughout this semester, that means our lesson is greatly reduced as well. So I'm going to use a combination of pre-recorded lecture as well as discussion. Now, because last semester I've recorded half of my lecture, the other half actually will be delivered by Mr. Fairuz. Mr. Fairuz is actually expert in air quality. So he will be better fit to deliver lectures on how to sample air and also emission sampling as well. So these are the two subjects that we covered by himself, and it's estimated that 2 to 3 weeks is needed from him lah, yeah, to deliver his side of the lecture, whereas mine, I will go to cover the general sampling technique planning, and then the soil and water sampling as well, plus lah. Because why? When we talk about soil and water, sometimes they are not as clearly defined. Because some of the water may be groundwater, some of them may be marine water. Marine water means sea water. So these are the things that I'm going to cover as well, a little, as well as soil lah. Because soil also like in between soil and water, sediment in a marine environment also that will be covered. Now, my room is not really that relevant given that you are not allowed to come back to UITM anytime soon. So, okay lah, in case you want to find me, this is my room, but you don't need to know because you're not coming to UITM anyway. But the next one, you're going to use it, the contact number, the phone number. I prefer you to text me lah through WhatsApp. Don't call me because usually a lot of people call me, so I just ignore. I need time to respond lah, yeah. So text me or send me a message through email. Email will be best lah because why? There's a record. If you send text, then everyone text me, you push down far behind the list. I probably won't see your message lah. So if I don't respond to your message, don't blame me, yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, I think I've received some message just now. So sorry lah. During class time, I also don't look at my message, and I'm going to concentrate on delivering lecture. So if you miss or you're going to text me during the lesson, I probably won't see it lah. Yeah. If there's any urgent thing that you want to ask me, so okay lah. You can also switch on the microphone lah and stop me in the middle of my lecture. Before I begin with the next slide, about telling you the course evaluation. Any question regarding the previous slide? No question, then I'll proceed. This one I need your response in microphone lah. So tell me verbally. Proceed or not?
No question so far.
Okay. Oh, other have no question also lah, I assume. Okay, so then I'll proceed to the next one. Now for course evaluation, as outlined by HEA, UITM. Maximum number of evaluation we can give you is only 4. So if you get 5 for other subjects, tell the lecturer reduces to 4. I'm pretty sure about this one because last time I have 2 quizzes, 2 tests, and then lab report, and then final exam. It becomes 6. Last time can before PKP. Okay, before PKP, there's no non-ODL. We do lectures as usual. We can do it. But since ODL, we understand that there are a lot of people from Pedalaman who don't have internet access. We understand that. And which is why we're going to do 4 only lah. Yep. So to begin with, these are the breakdown. There will be 2 quizzes, which will be happening in 2 weeks, which I'm going to show you later on in the lesson plan. And each of the quizzes, you're going to have 30 multiple choice questions, or in other words, objective. However, you need to answer in 30 minutes and the total marks is 30 marks. So this will happen in Island Portal or UFuture. So get ready lah, yeah. It's like a rapid fire session. That means you know the answer, you put down your answer. If you don't know also, you also have to tembak. 1 minute is all you have. You don't have the time to ask your friend, ask your parents, ask your friends or your friends who are The so-called talian hayat lah, so don't do it, because if you call and then you consider wait 1 minute, done. A lot of students previously they tried to do it and they ended up not finishing the entire quiz. So sorry, if you don't finish, that's it. That is your mark, yeah? So you better stay honest. You know or you don't know. So you better study and be the person who know the answer, lah, yeah? 20 marks. That's a lot, yeah? I tell you, 20 marks. Now, if you lose this quiz, that means maximum you can get is 80% only. Okay, next one. Well, if you look at it the entirely, only quiz. You have 2 quizzes, no test. So consider yourself lucky lah, yeah. Because other people get test and quiz at the same time, but we only have 2 quizzes only. So yeah, no test, yeah, only quiz, 2 of them. The next course will be, the next evaluation will be on group assignment. Group assignment 1. There's another assignment, group assignment 2. Well, initially lah, before Selangor is completely sealed off for PKPB, this group assignment number 2 was supposed to be a field trip. So because all the parks are closed, so no field trip as usual, as similar to last time. You guys are going to make videos lah later on. I'm going to tell you. First, assignment 1, sampling and analysis plan. So this is a proposal, a plan. You're supposed to give me this plan before we move out for a field trip. But assuming you are going for a field trip, so you can plan as far as you want, as long as it is in Malaysia. Don't plan your trip to Thailand, to Indonesia. No, Malaysia only. Yeah, the sampling, because this is a group assignment, so you can do a lot of things. Yeah. However, there are limits to what you can write. And the total marks in this evaluation is 20 marks, in which the breakdown of this evaluation marks is available in the rubric, which is downloadable in UFuture and Island Portal, as well as Microsoft Teams as well. Yeah. So this is the biggest part, 40%. Now, students tends to focus a lot on this one. They did well. But I think I'm going to bring you to the PDF that I opened much earlier. I'm going to go straight to the assignment number 1. So as outlined here, the requirements and also the rules in assignment 1. Number 1, go to any site, refer to any sites in Malaysia. However, when you pick that site, put in mind that you need to conduct assessment. Okay, you need to go to the sites, collect soil, air, and water sample, and assess the state of the land use. So you're going to most probably going there to assess the level of pollution. Okay, so now this pollution happens in so many ways, either by human activities or naturally occurring. But most of the time is due to human activities such as tourism, agriculture, or probably industrialization, which is not covered here. It can be a lot of things. But before you suggest that site to me, you have to justify why you pick that site. Okay, so there must be some prior reports either from newspaper or journal articles that says that that place, that site has indeed been polluted before. And another thing that you need to put in mind is that when you're picking that site, the pollution that occurred in that site preferably has pollution in air, water, and soil as well. Now, the source of pollution does not need to come from the same source. It can come from various sources. But as long as you have a reason, to go there and collect all 3 of these kind of samples, from air, from water, and from soil, yes, you need to justify them. Yeah. Okay, I can hear some microphone. Any question? Or if there's no question, then you better switch off your microphone, yeah? And let me continue. Okay, now the next point is propose an environmental sampling and analysis plan. So I read one more time clearly. This plan is about environmental sampling and analysis. So a lot of your decisions on how to sample air, water, and soil sample, collect air, water, and soil sample, you will need to plan where exactly that you want to collect your soil sample. Like I said, you are trying to assess the level of pollution. Of course, lah, you go to the site where pollution occurs. You don't simply pick a site and sample every inch of the soil. No, that does not happen. You don't sample all area. You only select those area that applicable. Or if you have a better justification, you tell me. You see, I haven't give you the first lecture, so you probably don't know which area to pick. But once you have learned my lesson, you should know. Okay. There are a lot of factors that you want to consider here. Pick a site that is polluted. Pick a site that is polluted along with the elements of the environment. When I say elements of the environment, I'm meaning that the wind direction, for example. You see, some of the pollution happens due to the wind direction. Like, for example, when you look at the power plant, Kappa power plant in Klang, you see, I mean, you don't sample the soil in all Kappa area, correct or not? Because Kappa is very big area and the power plant is only at the seaside. So of course, lah, if you want to sample the air quality near power plant, of course you go to the seaside. And then plus one more. When you look at the breeze, morning breeze and also night breeze, the direction is very different. So that is one example. If you want to sample air quality, you probably want to sample two sessions. One for day breeze, the other one is for night breeze because they blow at a different direction. Probably the flow rate as well. So that is one example that you need to talk about in environment sampling and analysis plan. You need to justify a lot of why question that you need to answer. Okay. So not only you're going to justify the sampling part, you also need to justify the analysis part. Because why? Once you sample, straight away, it's analysis. So you cannot just like sample and then bring back to lab and then you sort it out. No, it does not happen that way. All sampling plan will have preservation. And not only preservation, you have QA and QC. QA means quality assurance procedure as well as quality control procedure. So these are the things that we're going to go through later on, yeah? And all of which have to be very detailed in this plan. And based on the various analyses that you're going to carry out on those samples, you are going to plan accordingly, yeah? So long story short, follow my lessons and there are like revisions that you can follow later on. So this one, I know is going to be tough. That's why I make it a group assignment. So one more time, how many students in one whole group? The answer is 81 students. So from 81 students, I expect a very complete environmental sampling and analysis plan. You know what's good? Because you have teamwork, that means you don't need to work as much. That is the reason why I put high standard. I put high standard against you because you guys have a lot of people to contribute. Okay, so contribution from all 81 students is required. I have a mechanism on how to measure this contribution. We'll tell you later on. Okay, the third point, students to hold weekly progress meeting and the progress report and current draft of the sampling plan must be submitted within the same week of the progress meeting. Attendance for all students is compulsory. Group leaders will be assessing the contribution of members and the report must be submitted before study week. You see how this works? Okay, to begin with, not all 81 students were going to have the same level. So after this, I need one person to volunteer as the director, I would say, the director of this project to make this environment sampling and analysis plan. Now, previously, this director, nobody wants to do, or everybody wants to do, because from my previous exercise, which I will carry on, is that all director automatically got full marks. Got full marks in the assignment, not presentation, yeah? But full marks in assignment. Now, this leader, I mean, this director of project, the role, the tanggungjawab, is to ensure every group, every small group that he or she created functions and give him or her the necessary input to get a good environmental sampling and analysis plan. So you see, you can say that the director is like boss. They just use finger and order things to move. But wait for it. Okay, that was last semester. This semester, I will require the director of the project to present. Yeah, the director to present in the presentation. So I repeat one more time lah. Director, the benefit, full mark in assignment. So I know some of you might be thinking you want to be a director, but here's the catch. Compared to last semester, which is not a requirement, this semester I want the director to present. So before you volunteer, yeah, director, please make sure you have a good presentation skill with very good English. Yeah, so this is the work of director. If you don't have good English, then okay, you practice in your presentation. Okay, I'll explain why I want the director to present. Because the director should know every single aspect in this project. Like it's soil sampling, air or water sampling, and why. The director should be able to answer all questions. So that's why it's only fair lah. Director comes out and present. So don't worry, this presentation is a very short one. Later on, there is a section that I explain to you what is in the presentation. But here's the thing, director must present. Okay, now, I did not say that director is the only one to present. Okay, now, because why? I also know director is only human. He or she needs help. So you can pick a few of your good students with a very good skills in with a very good knowledge in this sampling plan. You ask them to join you as a team, but the head of project will be the first presenter lah, yeah. The other presenters will be very minimal contribution. They only assist only. Okay, so listen carefully, yeah. Head full marks in assignment, but must present. Now here's the catch. The marks for presentation is not 100%. It's not full marks, okay? The marks of presentation is based on the performance during presentation by the head of project. So that's why you need to pick the best possible person to present for the entire group. Okay, so the leader, apart from presenting, you also need to assess the contribution. That means every time you have a meeting, you do like what I do. You have an online meeting, take their attendance. Now, in this attendance also, take whether they participate or not. You see, this is a discussion where feedback is required from all aspects. So don't let them sleep. Any sleeping partners, you have to catat lah, yeah, because what? If they sleep, you don't get enough help, then you suck it because you have to back up. So this is what I do. All group leaders, including the project director. The project director will assess the group leaders. So you can set up director, future director. You can set up a few teams, starting from the project manager. I'll show you okay. In fact, in this team, the setup of the environmental sampling plan team, there are like several members that can get involved, starting from the site manager, lab manager, QA and QC manager, until the small group leaders. Like for example, group that is responsible for soil sampling, of course, air sampling, and also water sampling as well. So there are many things that you can cover. You can create small group and lump it. Okay, appoint capable person only. Okay, please, director, appoint capable person as the leader of the group, because this leader also need to show leadership and assign the work accordingly to all members. I know students are still students. Some of them might be missing out. So you have to be alert lah. Those who miss out and don't contribute, make sure everybody contribute. Yeah? So how do you contribute? Now you can write as a form of report. At the end of the semester lah, you need to submit a report. This report is about your contribution. So based on this contribution, then we will decide as well. Now this report is not really a fixed marks. It's just like a pemberat, a weightage that will be factored in when the marks for assignment is given. So you remember, yeah, 40% of your assignment is not coming from only the head of the director of the project or the head of the groups, but all members and all leaders were going to give me feedback whether or not to give them full marks, because this will be factored in your commitment. Okay, I think I stopped for a while at point number 3. Is there any question? If possibly you may have questions regarding assignment 1. Are you guys following? Okay, no question, fine. I'll let you decide later. Okay, so I carry on with the fourth point. Similarity index must be 30% or lower. So once you submit your sampling plan in Microsoft Teams, automatically it will be checked against 38. So I know from there, 30% or lower. Reference style must be APA6. And then you must use EndNote Referencing Manager. If you don't know what is EndNote Referencing Manager, it's a software that you can install in your computer. And every time you have a citation to make, you cite using this software. It is available for free from the library. You just need to go to library, search for this software, and you can download for free. Ask the password from the librarian. They'll give it for you for free. You know why you start using it now? Because in 2 semester or 3 semester time, you're going to do FYP, and this is exactly what you're going to do all over again. You're going to see APA6 citation style, references style, and then you're going to use EndNote or Mendeley, but I prefer EndNote lah. Yeah. Okay, only relevant figures and tables to be used in sampling plans. So don't put Mickey Mouse or Hello Kitty's images inside here. Only those that are relevant. And of course, don't put any figures that is not that will not be explained. Now, whatever you want to put inside your sampling plan, you must elaborate. You must refer back. If it's not refer back, then better don't put in. Okay, so you can put figures and tables. Now, the deadline of submission is 31st of December. I want 31st. I know your semester ends in January or February, but I want it early, 31st of December. And here's a challenge. Here is the challenge. Now, instead of writing a lot with a lot of pages, your challenge is you cannot write too much because you are only limited to 3,000 words. I know you're going to have trouble with this one, but that is the point. Because why? Online assignment, you can copy and paste from the internet, and I don't want to see that. I know from my previous 2 experience, students were going to send me a book rather than assignment. You see, by definition, assignment is you were going to send me your own words, not copy and paste from the source. So 3,000 words is what I put, and so you guys better come up with your own words lah. Compact, not giving me useless words. Make me read your content, your own words, yeah? Excluding reference. I know reference you can have a lot, but these are the texts, yeah? Now, these 3,000 words, excluding from references, excluding from tables and figures, those words, yeah? I only counted these 3,000 in the text, the paragraphs only, okay? And then, of course, if you want to look at the rubrics, you can refer to Island Portal, UFuture, or even Microsoft Teams. All the marks are inside there. Okay, so far, any more? If not, I want to move straight to presentation. Any question that you need to ask me right now?
No.
No question there. Okay. By the way, if you lost lah, you can always refer to your seniors. Your seniors has done this before, so you can refer to them. If not, then I'll move on to presentation first. I skip assignment to go to presentation. Okay, now presentation is you're going to do it through Microsoft Teams, so it will be a recorded session. 30 minutes is all you have. Don't talk too much. Go straight to the point. At the end of your presentation, I'm going to give you questions just to test your knowledge and your understanding. So that's why you send me your best student to team with the head or the director of the project. The director of the project knows everything from A to Z, possibly not the knowledge. So you can have a few of your deputy, I would say deputy director to help you in terms of the knowledge and so on. Okay, next one is yeah, like I said, student may appoint a single or group representative. No, no more. These are from last semester. I haven't updated it. I think I will see. No, refer back to this video. So once again, this presentation will be delivered by the director of the project plus a few deputy director as supporting. And now given that the delivery from the director, so that means more than half lah, should be expressed, should be delivered by the director of the project. Okay, now in this presentation, you can use PowerPoint slides or you can use animation, whatever that you want to make. Um, you may also use videos if you have it, but most of the time, like you can use PowerPoint slide deliver. So include only the relevant figures and tables. And once again, you also need to show references. Some very similar to your first assignment, but this one I don't want you to read the slides. Please don't read the slides. If you read slides, that is reading, not presentation. So you know what I mean? Presentation also got marks. Now, how are you evaluated? Again, the criteria, all of them available in the rubrics. So watch them, yeah? Now, what's next? Okay, the last part, assignment 2. So we done quiz, assignment 1, presentation. Again, last one is assignment 2. So what is it? Assignment 2 is also a group assignment, but this is a small group. There are several groups. Each of these groups, you can collect up to 8 students, not more than 8, 8 or less. I prefer 8 lah, because why? If you choose 8, that means you're going to have 10 small groups. 81 students, what? Yeah. So one group may have one extra student. So let's see who that is, but not more than 8. Exactly 8 I would prefer. So this group collect 8 students, and then you guys are going to work together on a mini project to produce an instructional video. So what is this video? This video will be an instruction video to explain the techniques involved in sampling. Now, easier said than done, kan? Because what? Sampling, you can get it from internet. Now, here's the catch. You cannot borrow materials from internet. Well, technically you can. You can just do whatever you want, kan? Now, I want to see originality in this video. So, the scope lah. Let's talk about the scope first. The title. Because sampling can be so many things. You can sample air, sample water, sample soil, even emission sampling as well. So there are a lot of medium you can sample. And there are a lot of techniques also involved. Like you can use a lot of equipments to sample water. Which one is which? See, there are a lot of questions, guys. Now here's the thing. First of all, set up a group. And then the head of the groups, okay, the head of each groups will need to start discussion as soon as possible. Agree with your group members, and then go to Microsoft Teams post section and choke your title. So first come, first serve, yeah? Set up a team, choke the title, and then only you start working from there. Because why? Because among these 10 groups, nobody can have the same topic or title. So you must be asking, yeah lah, some of the titles or the topics may be easier than the others in terms of video making. So what does that mean? That means start early, set up your group, and then look back at the techniques that you possibly want to do. and then you decide. Okay, you decide what scope that you want to do, and then you quickly go to Microsoft Teams, the chat section or the post section, and put down the title of your video, okay, the title of your video, and also the name of your team members, the name and also the student number. Okay, so if you want to quickly check your title, also cannot, because you have to tell me who is your member. 8 students, name and also student ID. I want 8 names, 8 student ID, and also the name or the title of the video. So whoever put it on the post section will secure it. The next student who posts it later, sorry, if the title is similar, the person who is late, pick another title. So, okay, now, what do I say by unique and specific? So specific means you cannot just put your title there, water sampling. No, cannot, not water sampling. It's water sampling with what? What technique? What instrument? Or water sampling at what location? A river, a lake, or marine water sampling, or groundwater sampling, using what instrument? So it must be specific. Yeah, you cannot blanket cover water sampling. I want to do all water sampling. Cannot. You cannot do it. I'll explain why. And it must be unique lah. Yeah, unique means must be different and cannot be similar to other people. Okay, moving on to the third point. Each group will conduct hands-on video recording. So that means what? That means pick up your smartphone and start video taping yourself or filming your own self, conducting all these various sampling technique. So you are the actor. It's not maybe you. Maybe you can have like several supporting actor in your family members or your friends. Family members is preferred on helping you to record these short video clips. So after you have filmed yourself conducting sampling and analysis technique, your own video, you yourself as actor, of course, you have to edit a bit. Now, because you will need to make your video as interesting as possible, just like what you always do, like in your Insta story or whatever. So it's a short video clip. In Insta story, I think it's in a few seconds only, but this one, you need to show steps, kan? So not more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes is the highest duration. You cannot give more than 5 minutes. That's why you need to edit, like that. You cannot like what I'm doing right now. Talk, 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 talk. Even after half an hour or so, still talking. No, you cannot. This assignment is for you to make a very short, interesting video. How short? Less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes is okay. Shorter is also okay, but not more than 5 minutes. Of course, lah. You cannot make just 30-second video, okay? But if you can, why not? Do it. I'm welcome to it. As long as you fulfill all the criteria in the grading rubric. So once again, go to Island Portal, download the rubric, read for yourself. If you want to do less, can, but make sure you address all the criteria. Okay, any question so far for assignment?
No question.
Okay, so far I only hear response from one student. I can recognize your voice.
Doctor, I have a question.
Which one? Which one?
For assignment 2, it's a video project, right?
Yes.
And there's 8 people in one group, so does all 8 students have to be in the video?
No. You can choose, of course, among those 8 students, kan, some students are more, what they say, more suitable as actor or actress. So I did not say that person must be good looking. No, you don't need to be good looking to produce a very good video. You see, some people might attract interest. So you can just pick based on the looks, the attributes, the physical attributes, or maybe the personality. Some people have good personality, but not too good looking. but they can attract a lot of interest, you see. So you can pick that, okay, on the aspect. So some students might involve in video taking, video recording, acting in the video, and you can assign some of the students for video editing, because editing also is not one simple job. You also need to find the software that you can use. Some more um, students may have different skill set in editing video. You might want to use a lot of like apps in your smartphone to do it. You can do it, but some people who is really into making good videos, they will use professional video editing software. So there are a lot of work involved here. So in these 8 students, please lah, the group leader, you must utilize all 8 manpower that you have. Oh, sorry, you have 8 students, that means 7 only lah, because what yourself. So once again lah, the group leader will going to direct the work. Some students go and do acting. Some students may go and do video editing, and some students, and I believe lah, each of these video, you cannot videotape from the first minute to the 5th minute. At some point, you will need to show some theoretical things, some process. And when you talk about process, you need to show the flow of the process. That means what? That means you will need to do animation to show the process. You see why I say animation? You can use like okay, you can move your camera and point to a whiteboard or papan hitam, and then you just use a jonteng. These can be done. It is still original. But you see, those kind of techniques in showing process does not attract too much of interest. Nowadays, who doesn't use app and animation? There are a lot of apps out there that can give you a very good animation. So once again, have a team that is good in recording video, editing video, give animation, produce animation, and then sound effects. All, you're all just like a production company right now making short video. So I know you can do a lot of things. This video project assignment 2 is very much like an open project. The objective is you give me a 5 minute or less instructional video, and you can do whatever you want. Okay. So the criteria is according to the grading rubric. But from my last experience, a lot of students did not wanted to videotape themselves. It's not original. They just borrow here and there video clips from international. They just cantum, and then here you go, one finished video. Not fair. Not fair to the students who videotape themselves. So in this semester, there will be like a weightage lah. You can still use video clip from outside, but those who videotape themselves will get higher marks lah, yeah. So to answer the question just now, there are a lot of work inside here. Not all students have to do the same work, but the group leader decide lah, yeah, what kind of work. And by the way, if you felt like one section of the work, like for example, video editing is very demanding, or wait, not video editing, I would say in this whole assignment, the team that have a bit more workload is the team that produce animation. Producing animation actually quite heavy. So if you felt like animation, one person is not enough, maybe you can give 2 persons, 2 person to handle the animation. It's up to you. Yeah. So it's totally up to the group leader to assign the workload. Okay, so I think I answered that question. Any more?
Yes, thank you, Doctor.
Okay, good. Oh, okay, so if there's no question, then I have a question for you. So far, anybody wants to step up and become the project director of this assignment number 1? Anybody? Anybody who volunteers to become a project director? No one. You cannot start the project without project director. We must start with one first, because I was thinking, if there are more than one candidate who volunteer, we will have to conduct an election today to decide the leader, I mean the head of the director of the project. Let me check the checkbox now. Okay, maybe you're too shy to admit you want to become the project director. So let me see. Nobody wants to do it. Unfortunately, I would say I will want to go and finish up. So just giving you all the content in the lesson plan. Now I come back to the lesson plan, the real lesson plan in this PowerPoint slide. And you can see that this lecture is divided between myself and also Mr. Virus. Mr. Virus, as I said, expert in air quality. So he would deliver the lecture on air quality possibly next week, the following week, and another one more week if needed. Because why? I have no idea how much of the sections that you need to know about air sampling. So I let him decide. I have my own lecture slide, but I think his lecture slide is much better than mine. So he will decide like that. But for the first week, which is this week, I am delivering your course briefing, and later on for the next hour, I'm going to give you a very short briefing on a lesson, a lecture on the overview of environmental sampling and monitoring design. So this will be delivered myself first week. Next week is Mr. Week number 4, you're going to have quiz, no lesson. So yeah. Okay, after week number 4, week number 5, and week number 6, we're going to have water sampling and also the guidelines on how to store and handle soil sampling. Now, here's the thing. For these two lesson or lecture, I already have pre-recorded lecture. So what I am going to encourage you to do is, for week number 5 and week number 6, we will possibly not going to have any lecture at all. You're going to watch my pre-recorded lecture. And then we're going to still meet in Microsoft Teams. And rather than me talking, I want two-way communication. You give me question and I answer back. So week number 5 and week number 6, instead of lecture, we're going to have discussion. A discussion on the knowledge side. I know you're going to have a lot of questions. You should, because why? The lessons that you're going to see in YouTube, they are not very complete. They're very limited. I expect more questions. Okay, so once all lectures is done, then you have a second quiz in week number 7, and that's it. You see, environment sampling is a very easy subject in which you only need to get involved in lecture for the first 6 weeks, plus another 2 more weeks for quizzes. Then after that is your semester break. Because why? Originally week number 9 until the end of semester, we were supposed to go on a field trip somewhere nice lah. What to do? Rise of COVID cases, all field trips are cancelled. You're not allowed back into the campus, so that's it. No more. We're going to do assignment. So after the semester break, you're only going to start with your assignment work. You see, in the lesson plan, I plan it that way. But if you are smart, you're going to plan from week number 1. Don't start last minute lah. Like I can say. And then your presentation and group assignment number 2. You see, 1 week to do assignment, really, is that possible? No, I don't think so. You will present your group 2 assignment in the final week. Doesn't mean that you start from the final week as well. I would say you start as early as possible, preferably during semester break. Or, yeah, we only have 1 semester break this semester. So start early as possible. And with that, I'm going to show you the textbook. So this is how it looks like if you buy the legitimate one lah. The hard copy textbook is available in anywhere. Amazon, you can order it, it will send to your house, don't worry. But if you're very poor, you don't have money, you know where to get this book, right? Answer me yes or no. You know where to get this book?
No.
No.
No. No, doctor.
No.
Okay. I'll show you one thing that will surprise all of you. Wait for it. Can I actually? Oh, yes, I can. Okay, so for those who said he or she did not get this book. Yeah, I'll show you how. Uh, another sampling, else, references, and do I need to say anything now? I don't need to say anything, right? Because you know why? I am no different than a person uploading a illegal video in Pirate Bay right now. I don't need to say anything lah, yeah. But you know where to get this book, and I rest my case lah. So if you say you don't see the book, that means you haven't discovered, you haven't seen all the files in Microsoft Teams. So you better start downloading and refer. Now, because what most of the, not all of my lectures like actually extracted from this book. So this is your textbook and references, and you get it for free. So don't waste my effort lah. I have all the effort to give you the free copy. You better keep one for yourself. By the way, that is only fundamental things that is taught you. The real thing, okay? The real thing comes from these two guidelines from US EPA. Guidelines are choosing a sampling design for environmental data collection for use in developing a quality assurance project plan, and also sampling and analysis plan, guidance and template. I stop here for a while and let you digest. You see, when I stop, that means something important, something very, very important. Okay, that's it. I'll let you discover again. And the rest of it is just like conditional. You can see, you don't have to see, also can, but one that I stopped for a while, that is compulsory lah, yeah, and I think you should know why it is compulsory. Read the title and you also should know. But one more thing. Yeah. When you refer to any references and completing assignment number 1, I do not expect you to copy and paste. Do not copy and paste. Do not ask me whether that section in the reference should be included, because you are the one who should know. So ask yourself first before you ask me. By the way, anyway, this is your own assignment, so you have to decide yourself. Yeah? Okay, so the recommendation to students. So like I said, you better have analytical chemistry skills. Okay? Apart from that, you also need to know a bit of statistics. And I think given that some of you already come from part number 3, so some of you already taken statistics. So yeah, some basics from statistics also coming in. If you say you forget, open back your notes, and because what I'm very sure some of the part that you've learned before in analytical chemistry and statistics, you will use again in this subject. And number 2, soft skills in work and teamwork. You need to find chemistry lah. Yeah, okay. In reality, previously, there's one interesting things like in that batch, surprisingly, students are not too good they're not in good terms. They are fighting. I don't know why they're fighting. Some people argue the decision by the project director, in which to me, no, that should not happen. You only argue when you have substance. If you don't have substance, then follow the orders. If you have substance, bincang dahulu, not fight over it. Because this kind of like fighting previously have gone overboard and becomes personal. It's no longer professional. You can fight professional, can, but make sure you maintain the good teamwork and chemistry. All after all, you want to aim for a good assignment. So yeah, fight over it, discuss over it. Make sure you have substance. Make it a debate, not a personal fight. Okay, so soft skill. We're learning soft skill and how to work together. You're gonna have to do assignments, so you have to have this skill. Okay, number 3, discipline in planning and executing sampling plan. Now here's another trouble. Now, previously students are very good in planning, but when it comes to executing plan, like for example, you plan for a meeting this week and then somebody did not show up and give us very strange excuse like other how. Other how is not excuse, sorry. A lot of students have give me this excuse, and as a group leader, you should note down other how. Next time when you see that appear in your notebook, make sure you give the right treatment lah, yeah. Because why? Other how means you have private things that you don't want to share, and sometimes these private things is as easy as oversleep or tidur. I don't care. If you want to over tidur, kan, up to you. You can like report straight away that you group leader that you overslept and you cannot come to the meeting. That will be factored in lah, yeah. But be professional. You see, I know you're a student, but when it comes to this subject, we are going to like conduct this subject as if you're working outside. So please, you group leader, you yourself report to the director of project, and then members report to the group leader. So make it a teamwork and have discipline when executing whatever that you plan up. So for the beginning, you're going to plan regular meetings, attend it, participate, not just attend, participate as well, give feedbacks and contribute. Because it's not only the ketua who needs to work. If the members don't work, the ketua can report to me. So it's a two-way lah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, now some of you might going to complain lah. How come only the ketua can report his member, and the member cannot report the ketua? Okay, now if you notice lah, your head of project is not running the show, the director of the project will going to report to me. So no issue like that. But let's say if the director of the project is not running the show, I will see it. Okay. So whatever the activities must be running lah. If not, that means the director of the project is not working. So I may going to replace the director of project, or maybe up to your request lah. You guys can elect another one. But you guys cannot elect lah, yeah. You guys must have one very good director to begin with. You should have one person who can drive you lah, yeah. And with that, I end this course briefing.